It usually begins with something small, a whisper, a rumor, a late-night story that makes you stop scrolling for a second, raise an eyebrow, and wonder if there's any truth behind it. Most of the time, you keep moving because the claim sounds too wild to believe. But every now and then, one of those whispers grows louder until it becomes impossible to ignore. This time, the name at the center of the storm isn't just any celebrity. It's Jay-Z, the billionaire, the rap legend, the cultural powerhouse who built an empire out of words, beats, and business moves. For decades, he's been the face of resilience, a man who rose from the Marcy Projects to the boardrooms of America, all while carefully protecting his image. Yet the latest controversy surrounding him has nothing to do with rivalries, business ventures, or music. It's about something far more personal: family. A young man named Rymir Carter has stepped forward with claims that could change everything people think they know about Jay-Z. He says he's the rapper's biological son. Not only has he made the claim, but he's backing it up with what he calls undeniable proof: an entire album filled with letters, photographs, and pieces of his mother's past that all point in one direction. Think about that for a second. The same Jay-Z who built a legend on transparency and authenticity, who shaped a career by telling the world he never hid from his truth, could now be facing one of the most personal accusations of his life. If what Rymir says is true, then decades of carefully built reputation may be standing on shaky ground. Rymir didn't just show up with words, he brought what he calls his family albums. These aren't blurry snapshots of celebrity lookalikes. These are detailed pieces of history, side-by-side photos that show an uncanny resemblance between him and a younger Jay-Z, letters written by his late mother, Wanda, that describe a relationship with a rising Sean Carter, and even mentions of sealed court documents that were never made public. Every piece of evidence he shares chips away at the silence that has surrounded this story for years. One photo in particular has caught people's attention. It shows Rymir as a child at a family cookout, smiling in the summer sun. When compared to old pictures of Jay-Z, the similarities are striking. The same jawline, the same eyes, the same expression that seems to say, "You already know who I am." It's not just about looks, though. Rymir's evidence includes addresses, timelines, and testimonies that make the story much harder to dismiss. For years, Jay-Z's legal team has treated this issue like paparazzi on a red carpet, something to dodge, avoid, and outlast. Hearings have been delayed, files have been sealed. The motives of those involved have been questioned. But this time, things feel different. Rymir isn't chasing fame, and he isn't demanding money. What he's asking for is recognition. He wants a DNA test and the truth, nothing more. According to the letters left behind by his mother, Wanda met Jay-Z when he was still climbing the ladder of success. They crossed paths at a show, shared a conversation, and one thing led to another. When Wanda later realized she was pregnant, she tried to reach out to Jay-Z. Her letters show she wanted clarity, perhaps even support. But instead of answers, she received silence. That silence has followed Rymir his entire life, echoing through 2 decades of unanswered questions. What makes this situation even more explosive is that Rymir might not be the only one. Another woman, Letitia Morris from Maryland, has quietly shared her own story. She claims to be Jay-Z's daughter and insists that he's been financially supporting her with one condition: no photos, no public acknowledgement, no exposure. The alleged rule is simple: keep quiet and stay invisible. 2 children, 2 mothers, 2 stories that echo each other. If true, this isn't just about one man denying paternity. It becomes a possible pattern, a carefully maintained wall of silence built to protect an image. All the public wants is one thing: a DNA test. One swab, one answer, one moment of truth. And yet, despite the simplicity of that request, it hasn't happened. Instead, the silence continues, raising even more suspicion. The legal system, of course, moves slowly. Documents get sealed, hearings get delayed, and every time the process drags on, people wonder why. If Jay-Z has nothing to hide, wouldn't it be easier to take the test and settle it once and for all? That's the question many fans and observers are now asking out loud. Rymir's story stands out because of his persistence. Over the years, many people have made bold claims about celebrities, often in hopes of money or fame. But Rymir's actions tell a different story. He hasn't changed his claims once. He hasn't demanded wealth. He hasn't tried to use the media for personal gain. All he's ever wanted is acknowledgement and the truth about his identity. That consistency has given weight to his words in ways that past rumors never had. The deeper people look into this story, the more troubling it becomes. Alongside Rymir's family album are whispers of sealed court filings, property records linked to Jay-Z's companies, and alleged hush agreements that suggest there may be more beneath the surface. Insiders claim that people who try to speak up often find themselves silenced, whether through legal documents, lost opportunities, or subtle threats that discourage them from pushing further. And then there's Beyoncé. For years, fans saw her silence on this matter as grace, a refusal to entertain gossip. But as the claims gain strength, her lack of response feels more like strategy than dignity. Industry whispers suggest she has played a quiet but powerful role in controlling leaks, shutting down potential stories, and ensuring that nothing touches the Carter family brand. Non-disclosure agreements are said to be sent out like invitations, with careers quietly derailed for anyone who dares to dig too deep. For someone whose image is built on empowerment, independence, and authenticity, that silence now raises questions. Fans wonder if she has known all along. They wonder if her silence is loyalty to her husband, a business decision to protect their empire, or fear of the consequences the truth might bring. At some point, silence isn't just silence, it becomes a choice. And that choice is starting to show cracks in the flawless image Beyoncé has maintained for so long. What makes all of this resonate so deeply is that it goes beyond celebrity drama. This isn't just a question of whether Jay-Z fathered a child. It's about power, control, and who gets to decide which truths see the light of day. Jay-Z is more than a rapper. He's a brand, a mogul, a global symbol of success. And when you reach that level, the system often works to protect you. Mistakes get hidden, scandals get buried, stories get erased before they ever reach the public. But what happens when the truth refuses to stay buried? That's what we're watching unfold right now. With every photo, every leaked letter, every whispered testimony, the carefully polished Carter empire looks a little less like an untouchable dynasty and a little more like a fortress built on secrecy. The silence that once kept the machine running smoothly now feels suspicious, like a wall cracking under too much pressure. For Rymir, this isn't just a fight for recognition, it's a fight for dignity. Imagine spending your life seeing your own reflection in one of the most famous men in the world, only to be told that your truth doesn't matter, not because it isn't real, but because it's inconvenient. That's what he's been living with, and that's why his persistence has struck such a chord with people. He represents the idea that no one, not even billionaires, should be immune from accountability. Fans and critics alike know that if a DNA test confirms his claim, the fallout would be massive. It wouldn't just affect Jay-Z's personal life. It would shake his brand, his marriage, and even the cultural narrative he's built around himself. His rise from the projects to superstardom has always been framed as the story of a man who built his empire honestly, without shortcuts. If a hidden chapter of fatherhood comes to light, that story changes forever. The silence from Jay-Z's side only deepens the drama. Every time a judge delays a case or seals a record, every time his camp issues carefully worded statements, it feels less like defense and more like containment, like a machine trying to keep its pieces from falling apart in real time. The question hanging in the air is simple: how long can that last? Because whispers don't stay whispers forever. They grow, they spread, and eventually they force their way into the spotlight. Right now, that's exactly what's happening. The story that once seemed like a rumor is now a full-blown conversation. The silence that once worked as protection now feels like guilt. And the man who built an empire on truth is now being asked to prove his own. In the end, it comes down to this: one test, one swab, one answer. The kind of thing that could bring decades of whispers to a close in less than a minute. And yet, that moment of truth hasn't come. Until it does, the storm will only grow louder, the questions sharper, and the silence heavier. For Jay-Z, the game has always been about control. Control of his story, his image, his empire. But this time, control may no longer be in his hands. The curtain is slipping, the fortress is rattling, and the whispers have turned into demands. And until the truth is faced, one way or another, the empire he built will never feel quite as untouchable again.